A cloud of smoke is hovering over Los Angeles this morning as crews enter their third day of fighting 5 deadly destructive wildfires across the area. This is a live look from Mount Wilson there. Those fires continue to burn as Los Angeles County faces historic damage. Thousands of structures, many of them homes, have been reduced to ash and rubble.
Yeah, that's right. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live in studio. And Courtney, the burn area in the Pacific Palisades is now bigger than Manhattan.
Yes, that's right, Corey and Jordan. And the death toll keeps rising as well. So far, these fires have killed at least 10 people that authorities know of, though they admit they're not certain if that number is actually higher. The fires have also forced nearly 180,000 people from their homes over the last few days. They're left to wonder if their neighborhoods will end up like this. This is just a snapshot of the devastation these fires have left behind in the Los Angeles area. Some buildings are completely gone. For others, all that's left are barely standing wooden walls. Dry conditions and powerful winds sparked at least 5 wildfires since Tuesday. Thousands of firefighters are battling the blazes, but it hasn't been enough as residents pitch in to save their own homes. The largest fire right now, the Palisades fire, has burned through nearly 20,000 acres or 30 square miles, destroying an estimated 5,000 structures. The good news is it's at 6% containment. Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Marone says a significant number of people who did not heed evacuation orders have been injured in the Palisades fires. Families who had to leave their homes behind say it's the little things that they miss the most.
You just never think it's going to be you. And now that it is me, I can't tell you the amount of heaviness in this disaster.
What I would give to do dishes in our own house, which is like so basic, but things that you take for granted, all the life that we built here.
The insured losses from this week's fires may exceed $20 billion. Total economic losses could reach $50 billion, according to estimates published by J.P. Morgan on Thursday. Failing water pressure in hydrants has also been causing big problems with these fires. We'll talk more about that at 6 o'clock. Live in the studio, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about those fire hydrants and why they were running dry or they had low pressure. So it'll be interesting to hear what officials there have to say. Courtney, thank you.
And just always a good reminder of the little things that we take for granted
Yes.
in our day-to-day lives, right? Courtney, thank you. 5:03 now. This is a live look outside in downtown Denver. We have said goodbye to the snow, at least for now, and now we're getting ready for some stronger winds in the foothills moving in later today. Let's get a check of that forecast now with senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, at least it's a morning commute without snow, right?
Yes.
That's true.
We had 2 of them this week, and at least for not only today, but most of next week, I think we're going to be talking about snow-free weather for us during those commutes and really just around the clock for us. But we could get a little touch of snow tomorrow night. The main story, though, it's pretty chilly out there on this Friday morning, January the 10th. Of course, it's January the 10th in Colorado, so those temperatures pretty cold for us. -15 right now in Gunnison, -9 in Leadville there at 10,000 feet. And -8 there in Middle Park in Kremling, and a lot of teens for us out on the eastern plains. We're pretty quiet in terms of the radar right now. You look off to the north and west, our next storm system on up into the Pacific Northwest, up by Seattle and down into Portland, Oregon. And that storm system will approach our northern mountains very late tonight, but most of the day today should be on the quiet side. We do get some of those snow showers very late tonight. Otherwise, here in Denver, we'll rise those temperatures. We'll get those temperatures rise on up into the 30s for us, and we'll also see that potential for maybe slightly cooler temperatures south of Denver, where there's a bit more snowpack from yesterday's snow. Otherwise, low impact weather will top out near 40 degrees for us here in town. Winter weather advisory, though, for our central and northern mountains. That's for about 4 to 10 inches of snow. I'll have details on that snow and a look at our Colorado statewide forecast for the next 7 days coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to send things over to Erica for a look at traffic. And Erica, much calmer today, I would imagine, compared to yesterday.
Absolutely, Chris. It's kind of a welcomed quiet morning at 5:05 on your Friday. I think a lot of people work from home as it is, so Fridays are often a lot quieter, but it's early. Not a whole lot of cars out here at 225 and Parker Road as you get ready to travel this way. No issues or delays, and that's what we're seeing on our map as well as we bring you over that way. Whole lot of green, very different from the storm we had yesterday, the storm we had Bad Tuesday. So again, we'll take it this travel time. If you were joining us in the later hours yesterday, northbound I-25 was literally a parking lot between Castle Rock and 225, but we're back to normal. 16-minute travel time. That's what it should be, not the hour and a half we were dealing with yesterday. Clear and quiet on both sides of 225 and your westbound I-70 drive. 13 minutes right now between E470 and 76.
Erica, thank you. In just a few hours, a former gymnastics coach convicted of sexually assaulting a child is scheduled to be sentenced. Eric Oldham was the owner and coach of A+ Athletics in Centennial. The gymnastics center permanently closed in August of 2021, and he was arrested back in 2022 after the Adams County Sheriff's Office says a victim came forward with information about inappropriate behavior toward an athlete. A jury found him guilty of 5 felonies last April. Oldham's sentencing is set to start at 8:30 this morning in Arapahoe County.
Right now, Franktown Fire is investigating after a garage caught fire last night. This happened off of Fox Creek Trail just east of Highway 83. The fire department says you could see the flames and all that smoke from the highway. No one was hurt, and crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to any neighbors.
It's expected to cost $700 million more to run the state of Colorado the same as last year. Add a voter-approved $350 million for public safety on top of that. Now the state's Joint Budget Committee has to find $1 billion to slash. K-12 education funding appears to be safe. The lawmakers on the Joint Budget Committee want to avoid having to cut it as a last resort. So where will cuts come from? The committee's chair, Democratic State Senator Jeff Bridges, gave us one small example.
The Colorado Energy Office has a program where they spend about $500,000 a year helping marijuana grow centers become more energy efficient. Right? That's nice, but it's not a need to have. This is a really great example of a program that will be gone, and that's $500,000. But there's not another 1,999 of these programs to get to $1 billion.
About 1/3 of the budget is K-12. Another third is Medicaid. 15% is prisons and higher education, and smaller amounts for courts, public safety, and public health. Lawmakers on the Joint Budget Committee have until about March to find the $1 billion before all lawmakers vote on the final budget.
In 10 days, President-elect Donald Trump will become the first president to take office with a criminal conviction on his record. In a 5-4 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled Trump can be sentenced today. A jury convicted him last spring on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records for trying to cover up a hush money payment to an adult film star. Trump still denies the allegations. His legal team filmed an emergency appeal with the Supreme Court this week, but he was denied. The justices said it's unlikely the sentencing will impact Trump's responsibilities as president because the judge in this case has indicated that he won't face penalties or prison time. Trump is expected to appear virtually for his sentencing. It is set to start at 7:30 this morning in Manhattan.
Another court ruling will allow a report on Trump's efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss to be released to the public. A federal appeals court handed down that ruling last night. Trump was indicted in 2023 on 4 counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States. Special counsel Jack Smith's case was dismissed after Trump was elected because of a long-standing DOJ policy that a sitting president can't be prosecuted. Trump can still turn to the Supreme Court in his fight to block the report's release. The Supreme Court will decide TikTok's future in the U.S. The court has agreed to hear the platform's case this morning. Arguments are set to start in just a couple of hours at 8 o'clock. They'll decide the constitutionality of Congress's ban requiring TikTok to shut down if they don't sell the app to a new non-Chinese owner. That ban doesn't kick in until January 19th. Historically, the Supreme Court has deferred decisions relating to national security to the White House and Congress.
The Senate has advanced an immigration bill called the Laken-Riley Act. The GOP-led measure would require detention of migrants with proper documentation charged with theft or burglary. It is named after a Georgia nursing student who was killed last year by an undocumented migrant. The measure cleared the House earlier this week. The legislation still faces hurdles, and it's uncertain if it will ultimately make it across the finish line in the Senate. Some Democrats would like changes made in an amendment process.